what's the first thing we have to do for plain muffins? Michaela, could you read that loud enough that she can hear you, please?
Preheat oven to 375.
Okay, great. We're going to turn that oven on. What's the next thing, Judy?
Line muffin cup with paper baking cup.
Okay, so when you come into lab, the pans will be at that table behind you, and the muffin cups will be in a box. They'll be over there, okay? And then you'll have to do that to your pan. You take the pan and the 12 muffin cups back to your station. You put them all in. That part's done. The oven's on. Muffin cups are in the pan. Allison will be checking off to make sure you're doing everything in the order of the recipe. If she finds that you come to get your ingredients and you haven't turned on your oven, she's going to ask you to go back and turn the oven on so it's ready, but you won't be getting the points for turning on your oven because she had to remind you, okay? So it's pretty easy. You just need to follow the order of the recipe. Next, you're going to come up and you're going to get a brown tray. And you're going to get, and then you're going to take your brown tray and you're going to get a bowl, okay? You go over here and get a bowl. And then you're going to take the brown tray and the bowl back to your station because you need to get your measuring cups, okay? So what kind of measuring cups are we going to need, Brandon? What kind of dry ingredients? Just the dry ingredients. What kind of measuring cups? What sizes?
2 cups.
Okay, stop. Do you have a 2-cup measuring cup?
Yes.
What do you have?
1 cup.
And so you're going to need the 1 cup and you're going to have to use it twice, right?
Yep.
1 cup and use it twice. What's the next one you're going to need?
1/3 cup.
1/3 cup. And then you're going to need some measuring spoons. Maddie, what kind of measuring spoons are we going to need?
1 tablespoon and a half of a tablespoon.
And a half of a teaspoon, huh?
Teaspoon,
Should be
sorry.
half of a teaspoon. Now, some of you, your measuring spoons are all together, and that's fine. And some of you, they're not together. So whichever way it is, you need to bring those with the bowl. You've got the bowl, the tray, the measuring equipment. You're ready to measure dry ingredients, okay? So, the first ingredient on there was what, Lacey?
Flour.
Flour. Okay, so when you come to my flour bin, pulls 100 pounds of flour. It's nice and heavy when you pull it out. Don't fall over or anything. Okay, the correct technique, which is what we want to use when we're measuring our flour, would be that you put the measuring spoon sort of in and you bend, okay? Because if you're doing this up in the air, flour could be going all kinds of places. We don't like that idea, okay? So flour dropped into the measuring cup, and then you're going to level off the top. And you've got 1. And now you need to do that procedure again. Flour into the measuring cup and level off the top and put it in your bowl. I do not want to see you take the measuring cup, go back down in there, shake, and put it in your thing. Does anybody know why? It's packing down, and you're going to have an extra 1/4 cup of flour from each measuring cup. And when you go to mix it together, not going to be looking right. Not going to be looking right. Okay? And you need some sugar, so sugar's right next door. Same way, measuring cup with the sugar, so you have more than you need. Take the straight spatula and take it off. Put it in your bowl. Okay? Leave the scoops in the container. Okay. Do you have to measure everything in the order of the recipe? No. There's 7 of you. I don't want a line of 7 waiting for flour. Okay? So you could start with flour, or you could start with baking soda. Okay? The baking powder. Okay, on this table will be other ingredients, and each one of the ingredients will be on a brown tray. And this is how the baking salt and the baking powder will be. And they will have straight spatulas next to them too. So you'll take a tablespoon of baking powder and put it in your bowl. And you put your 1/2 teaspoon of salt in your bowl. Okay? And then you're going to use your spatula to mix up your dry ingredients. You need the spatula later too because you want to make sure you get everything out of the mixing bowl. Okay? So you're mixing them all together and then you're making a well. And a well means that you can see the bottom of the bowl. That you can see the bottom of the bowl. You need to be able to see the bottom of the bowl. Everybody see that? Lab station. And did your mixing. Okay? And now you're going to leave the bowl on the counter at your lab station. And you're going to take your tray. And you're going to put what you need on it for your liquid measuring, okay? So, Chrissy, what do you need for your liquid measuring?
You need a cup of milk.
Okay, so you're going to need to bring your 2-cup measuring cup, okay? And then you're also and your tray, and a bowl. You need another bowl, right? Over here on a tray, and these are our egg dishes. You crack your egg into an egg dish because you want to make sure that there's no blood in your egg, okay? So the eggs will be there. You put a dish here, you crack your egg. You're touching the outside of the eggshell. You're throwing away the egg. There'll be a trash can here. And what do you have to do next?
Wash your hands.
You have to wash your hands. Why do I have to wash my hands, Maddie?
Because it's cross-contamination if you don't.
That's right, because the outside of the egg could have salmonella on it, and so you have to wash your egg. And Allison will be standing somewhere near here, and she will be watching for you to check to wash your hands, and she will mark that off on the chart. If you don't wash your hands, she's going to ask you to wash your hands, okay? Because I don't want anybody going back to their station without having washed their hands. And when you crack eggs, this is the only place you can wash your hands. This is where we're watching. So I don't want to hear anybody say, but I went over there to wash them. Going over there to wash them doesn't work. This is where you wash your hands when you crack an egg. This is where you're getting credit for doing it. We don't see you washing your hands here. We're going to ask you to do it. Okay? Everybody got that? Okay. Now you're going to put the egg on the tray, the milk's in the measuring cup, the oil's in the bowl, and you're going to go back to your station. Okay? So now you're back at your station. You got your dry stuff here. You got to mix your wet stuff together. Okay? So you're going to take your fork and you're going to beat up your egg a little bit. And you're going to lop it in there. All right, then you're going to pour your milk in. And now you're going to mix all of this together with the fork. And mix all this together with the fork so that it gets to be, you can't see an egg. When I'm walking around the lab or Allison's walking by, she best not see an egg floating in this, okay? You got to get the egg all the way mixed in. Okay. Now we're ready to use a spoon and mix. What does it say? Judy, what are we doing next? We got liquids, we got dry, we got to do something.
We gotta pour liquid mixture into dry ingredients.
Okay, so we're just going to pour this right into the bowl with dry ingredients. Okay? And then what's it tell us to do, Chrissy?
Stir with a spoon until moistened.
Stir with a spoon. So do you see how I'm stirring? This isn't like an atomic spoon, okay? It's kind of a slow mixing, stirring it together, okay? I'm going from the outside because I want to make sure that all of the flour is moistened. We don't want to over mix, because if you over mix, Allison, what happens to the muffins? They look like cone heads. We don't want cone heads. Look lumpy. Everybody look at that. Should look lumpy, not heaping flat. And that's because we're training you to work in, if you worked in a commercial bakery and you were on the first shift making muffins and you were on the second shift making muffins, I'm still selling them all the same place. All have to be the same size. In order for them to be the same size, you have to scoop them the same. Now the muffin recipes all say that it makes a dozen. The plain muffin one only makes 10 or 11 because it doesn't have any, quote, stuff in it. And Allison, maybe you can share with them what other kind of muffins they'll be making in the next few weeks.
Banana, herb, peanut butter jelly, coffee cake, and
Carrot.
carrot.
I don't know. And this year we're going to do corn. Bottom of the bowl, though, you got to use your spatula to scrape the bowl. Put your muffins in the oven and set the timer. Then you're going to take all of your dishes on a tray to the dish machine. Okay, there we go. On the way with Allison. I'll put this in the oven, and in 18 minutes we'll get them out of the oven. Okay? Okay, so at 18 minutes you need to check and see if they're close to being done. We're going to do that by peeking in the oven. Looks like these are done. Okay, we're going to take them out. We're going to get another pot holder. We're going to use 2 pot holders and take them out. Look at those muffins. They are perfectly brown, just the way we want them. And we're going to take them and put them on a cooling rack. Let them cool in the pan for 2 minutes, and then we'll take them out of the pan.